Good morning, everybody. Hello, visionaries. How are you all? Sorry I got on late, but we are still going to rock and roll. So, hello, visionaries. I am Tai Young, visionary business coach and the force behind 624 Visionaries, where your true self meets unprecedented success and cultivating ideas that redefine industries. So today we're gonna have like a bit of an unplanned topic because we're gonna talk about optimizing unplanned content and just have a quick discussion about just how our businesses will challenge us and our businesses will constantly ask us, do you want to be here? Do you want me? Do you want to be in business, right? But first, I'll tell you a little bit about what 624 Visionaries is. So again, I am a visionary business coach for 624 Visionaries. And so I like to venture beyond traditional coaching to unlock your entrepreneurial spirit with the focus on empathy, resilience, and authenticity. And I guide you through a journey of self-discovery to unearth your signature echo, that unique impact only you can make in the world. So together, we don't just chase success, we redefine it, crafting $1 million ideas grounded in your truest self. So I want to join you in your transformation, and transforming your vision into a legacy. So that's here what I do at 624 Visionaries. Just kind of coaching you, or not kind of coaching you, through visionary business coaching so that you can just really sprout and prosper and have unprecedented success in your business goals and dreams, right? So today we're going to just kind of have like a behind the scenes talk about just even how I strategize for Visionary Fridays. So usually with Visionary Fridays, it comes from me just kind of going through reading a few different articles about business or just topics that come along the way. Via social media, if I'm on social media or if I'm scrolling or something, it's trending and things of that nature. So I'll just begin to prepare for Visionary Fridays on the topic that I think is relevant. Sometimes not relevant, right? Sometimes not trending, but I think maybe tech necessarily relevant to my audience and what I believe 624 Visionaries is about. So a lot of times the prep goes into me um just reading on topics, analyzing my thoughts most importantly. Like analyzing my thoughts, what do I really believe? What do I what's true to me, what's authentic to my methodology, concerning how I coach and how I do business and things of that nature. So that's what a lot of my planning that I have goes into the prep work for Visionary Fridays, and then just trying to formulate it into a a flowing conversation so that as we're discussing these things on Visionary Fridays and I'm giving you the encouragement and things that you need for your business, that you have something to kind of grab hold on to and to help you throughout and within your business. So and then a lot of times with that, because mine is more so like thought leadership in a sense of what I do in business coaching, there is a lot of prep work that goes into it. And sometimes you have challenges when you're trying to consistently create content. You have challenges of feeling like you're constantly running out of things to say. And sometimes you're just not as prepared. Like I do have a content calendar, right? That I have produced and created, but I still have to do prep work and I still have to prepare myself to have a conversation. And like sometimes like this week, it's just things just didn't flow, right? Things didn't I just wasn't as focused because as we all know, I still have a 9 to 5 that I do go to, and some things just kinda got in the way, but sometimes, but that's what I was saying, like, sometimes your business will challenge you. Your business will say, "Well, I didn't decide that I was just gonna be a business. You decided I was gonna be a business." So, your business will constantly pull on you. Your business will constantly nudge you and challenge you and constantly ask you, "Do you want me?" Constantly ask you, "What are we doing today?" Constantly asking you, "What do you want from me?" Right? Because a lot of times our businesses are just sitting there and they're waiting on us to manifest. They're waiting on us to produce. It puts me in mind of a scripture. And it says the creation is waiting on the sons of God to manifest. It's like creation is sitting here waiting on you to get in your place. To do what you're supposed to do, right? To do what you're supposed to do in the kingdom of God, to do what you're supposed to do, for the purpose that God has created you. And I think about businessmen in the same vein. Your business is this invisible entity that you've decided that you're going to pursue, and sometimes it's just sitting there waiting on you. Like, what are you going to do? Right. So it always constantly challenges you. So even when you have unplanned content, you still need to push forth, even when you're not as prepared, even when you aren't as feel like you don't have anything to say, you still need to push forth. Like one of my challenges that I personally challenged myself this year was to just remain consistent, right? And always showing up. So I decided, right, that Visionary Friday was going to be my thing. That was going to be my thing as part of my content for my business. Instead of just only having static images or periodic videos that I share. One of my challenges was to be consistent and to show up every Friday morning with Vision Friday for 624 visionaries, right? And so but even with that being said, right, I still have to handle it with some responsibility. Still have to prepare, still have to decide that I'm going to create content, still have to plan content, right? And every time you won't get it right, every time won't be perfect, every time won't be planned out the way that you want it to, go, but you still have to push forth. You still have to make an effort. You still have to decide that I made the decision. This is a choice that I made, and you have to move forward, right? And then a lot of times I do know that sometimes with content creation, especially like when you are trying to start a new business or you're trying to put yourself out there, right? Sometimes you feel like you're repeating yourself over and over. And sometimes you feel like you're repeating yourself to people who don't know you exist. Or sometimes you feel like you're repeating yourself to a silent audience. And that's okay, because when you're constantly repeating yourself, when you're constantly explaining what you do, constantly giving information about what you do over and over, you're actually building that no factor. Um, um, so in business, they always say it's about the know, like, and trust. Do they know you? Meaning, do they know what you do? Do they know what do they know what like if somebody mentions a topic, does your name come up? If somebody mentions a service, does your name come up? Like, what do you want people to know you as? What do you want people to gravitate towards you as? And are you presenting yourself in that manner so that people know without a shadow of a doubt that when something is mentioned, that you are mentioned in the same vein, right? And then do they like you? And this is not about having a popularity contest. This is not about doing things in a way where it's unauthentic to who you are, but do they like you? Like, does your audience like you? Are you being in spaces where to find the people that like you, right? So know, like, and then trust. Trust. Do they trust you? Meaning, are you showing up? And that was like one of my challenges that I faced, like in previous years of entrepreneurship, just like showing up for a little while and then evading the scene, right? So, is there a trust factor that when I get out there to perform my business and to be who I need to be, can they trust that I'm going to show up? Can they trust that I'm going to show up every Friday, even when I have nothing to say, right? Or not so much have nothing to say, but even when the week doesn't go as planned, do I still push myself out there to be present, right? So that know, like, and trust is not an outdated topic. It's going to always remain the same. It doesn't change, and people are looking for that, right? So, and it made me think about today how I was like, man, I'm just really not prepared today, and I don't want to, like, I have a topic prepared. So the topic that I was going to talk about this week was about niche fluidity, sorry. So just kind of being fluid in your niche and understanding that as you grow in business, that your niche may change or it may flow into like a subset of what you're already doing, and that's okay because it's a part of evolution. Some things about you will always remain the same, but then there are things where you evolve into, and there's a fluidity in what you're doing and your interests and things of that nature. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. However, I just wasn't as prepared as I would like to have been prepared. So I was like, instead of just giving a non-thorough conversation on that, with it, let me just hold off and let me just have just kind of like an open discussion, an open topic, which is, the five is going to be just like a short little 15-minute live, and then we're going to keep it moving. But it made me also think like maybe as we do go in business, maybe when you're in a super creative mode and when you're just like in a super thoughtful mode, like in business. So I'll specifically talk to coaches because this would relate to me as a coach. When I'm in a super creative mode and I may have things that I may necessarily want to talk about, but they're not in the vein of like my main topics, maybe sit down one day and just create unplanned content videos like that, maybe like one-off topics or information that like I may not normally share, but then it is something that is interesting to me or it is something that I like to talk about. And then just have those in the kitty so that when it's days like this, that this content can be shared instead of, just getting on talking about, whatever. So, you know, entrepreneurship is a constant challenge of perseverance, consistency, reality, and again, your business will challenge you. And you have to decide that you're up for the challenge. It makes me think about like when somebody states that they're called to be a pastor of a church and then they decide they're going to be a pastor of a church and they open a church. People are looking to you to show up every Sunday to give a word, and some ministers, they have help, right? So they have other co-pastors or they have associate pastors or whatever who can get up in their stead and have a message. But even those people have to be ready, because they never know when they're going to be called on. But the main responsibility of that pastor who decided that God called them or who accepted a calling, and they have to, they have to choose that light. They have to choose it. You have to choose your business every every day. You have to choose your business. Just like you get up and go to work every day and you choose to, hey, I got to get up, I got to go to work, I got to do this, I have to do that. You have to choose your business every day because it's constantly asking for you. It's constantly asking, do you want me? Constantly asking what we're doing today. Constantly asking for you because you birthed it, right? So that's today's Vision Friday. Again, today wasn't super long, but I definitely will prep better because this coming up week, the next Friday, we will talk about niche fluidity. We'll talk about that. And then the week after that, we'll get into imposter syndrome. I really like to discuss imposter syndrome because a lot of us suffer from it. And I feel like I have some innovative ideas to help a lot of us get past imposter syndrome. So we'll be tuning in for that in 2 weeks from today. So again, next Friday, which is okay, let me get my calendar real quick. Next Friday, which is the 15th, we'll be talking about niche fluidity. And then on the 22nd of March, we will be discussing imposter syndrome. So I look forward to seeing you all on next week for Vision Friday. And I hope you all have been encouraged today. I hope you answered the call of your business today. And I look forward to helping you meet your more of your true self so that you can get unprecedented success and then help you cultivate ideas that redefine your industry. So in the meantime, in between time, visionaries, we will see you all again on next week and talk to you soon. Make sure you share, make sure you put hashtag replay in the comments if you are watching this on the replay. And then also take the time out to check me out on my website, 624visionaries.com. Okay, bye everybody.